Let's hope no one asks questions about the background.
They never do. Welcome back, family, to In the Booth of Lobo Boys. We're high upside your favorite ballpark, watching the game from the tippy top. And you know what? I've been to Toronto a couple times, but the Blue Jays are okay. But my guest here tells me that I have to learn, I have to understand the culture, what it means to be from the North. Please welcome Karissa Hines to the show. What's going on?
Hello, thank you for having me.
No, the pleasure is all mine. I saw you on TikTok originally. It was in a very viral video talking about the state of play of the Toronto Blue Jays. And I was asking myself, the original premise of this show was to find a fan from every different franchise. Like, oh, this person's really in it. Because if you're a Blue Jays fan, you know heartbreak.
Oh, oh yeah. We're getting right into this. We're just hurting my feelings right from the jump.
What? I'm a Mets fan. I get it.
Yeah, the Mets are gonna Met, but I don't know. The Blue Jays look good this year. This last couple months have been just kind of skating by. These last 2 days are going to be very, very important for Blue Jays fans.
Yeah, well, so take me back. So you started into the idea of baseball through older relatives. It's one day was it on TV that drew you in? What was the first time you're like, oh man, baseball's my sport, or one of my sports?
100%. So when I was a kid, I've been watching baseball basically my entire life. My family always had it on. My family's been watching since the Jays became a team in '77.
Okay.
So it's always just been on. If Roy Halladay was on the mound and I want to watch cartoons, that was tough luck. Like I'm not watching cartoons where Roy Halladay's on the mound. So that's kind of where the love started. I fell in love with Roy Halladay. He's my favorite player of all time. I just kind of kept watching. My aunt took me to my first game when I was about 7 years old, and that's just what it's been since. It's just something that sits so like right in my heart with baseball.
So when your family took you, what was describe that to me? Was it like a party? Because I'm here in dumb South Canada, right? I'm here in America, like just seeing like these teams. Like, what is the atmosphere around that neighborhood when people go out to games? Is it like a cookout? Is it kind of like, well, we're just here to have a good time, or
I mean, it's honestly, there's a lot of bars around the Rogers Center. There's not really a lot of tailgating areas, and no one tailgates before Jays games. But gates are open. I think it's every ballpark. The gates open like an hour and a half to 2 hours before the game. People are always in the ballpark from the second that gates open. The lines are always long outside of the Rogers Center to go in. The streets are insane after a Blue Jays win.
yeah,
I know people that live in the condos right around the Rogers Center, and they're like, you can hear the home run horn, you can feel the vibration of the city whenever the Jays win, and it
right.
just carries through the night. Like I'm talking like an hour out after games, people are still in the streets yelling, let's go Blue Jays. You're trying to catch a train home, you got to wait 4 trains to get on the train to get back to where you're actually from.
Yeah.
Insane.
So I kind of had a not a bad experience, but a different one, right? So those who long-term listeners know that I'm trying to go to all 30 ballparks. I'm sure you went to a bunch of them yourself.
Oh yeah.
My trip to the Blue Jays was in April. It was snowing, and I camped out at Steam Whistle Pilsner Brewing to make sure I didn't get too wet because I wasn't built for it, even though I'm from New York. But I want to talk to you about something that you and I both enjoy about the stadium, and that is them dugout deals, man. Like I for real, I
Oh.
got trashed on $18 Canadian. Like how was
Oh
that
yeah.
even
I was
possible?
gonna say, and that's like $3 USD. So that's like you were having a great time. Dugout deals are where it's at. You have to go to dugout deals. It's in the 500 level, so you can get a cheap ticket just to get in the ballpark, sit in the 500 level or the 200 level, and or just go on a Tuesday home game is Looney Dog Night, which is a Canadian dollar hot dogs. We have the counter that goes up like all game. It's like a live counter. We try to set a record. We broke the record twice this year, and then the year-long record we also broke that. So there's going to be banners that go up for it and everything. It's a fun little fan experience, but a very cheap way to experience a Blue Jays game in a fun way.
Right, I love it. So let's talk about your career. Just seeing your profile rise all across social media because you are kind of like an honest voice when it comes to sports. A lot of times people say everything's amazing when it's not. Some people say everything's doom and gloom when it isn't. But you tell it like how it is. Is that like a intentional thing? You kind of said, did you fall into it being yourself? What's your approach to doing the content side of things?
I think it's just honestly me being myself. There's no reason to lie. We all have eyes. We're all able to see when the team is playing really well. We're all able to see when the team is on an absolute landslide. It's just being the mouthpiece for fans. And that's what a lot of fan first is. It's just being the mouthpiece for fans. So whether the fans are saying it themselves, All of our interviews are very, very much unfiltered. We want the raw emotion. We want to know how fans are feeling on a day-to-day basis. It is a long baseball season. So much can happen. So much can change. And we've seen that with the Blue Jays. We've seen that with so many teams across the league. We just want to be as authentic as possible. So that translates to myself as well. When I'm hosting, if I just saw Jeff Hoffman blow a save, I'm not going to sit here and be like, and the Blue Jays lose. No, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to complain because I'm like, why is he pitching for the third time in 4 days? Why do we act like we have no other bullpen pitching? Why can't we manage our pitching? This is ridiculous. I'm going to show exactly how I feel. It's what the fan deserves.
The Larry David F you, I'll see you tomorrow.
I'm like, you know what? I'm out.
So, let me ask you a semi-personal question, because one of the hardest things for me when I'm trying to get content, because Black Baseball Mixtape sends me a bunch of places, and I have to sometimes they ask, like, hey, ask what's going on. I feel like baseball can be such a vibe that people don't want to be disturbed. So how do you just like go on their face like, hey, I need your opinion on this? What's your approach?
A lot of the times it's me. Sometimes I have someone with me that will just go and find people. Sometimes I'm the person finding people. They kind of give you a look sometimes. So, or if I'm holding the mic and I make eye contact with somebody for a little too long, I'm like, get over here right now. Yeah. Or if I see those people that are outside the stadium that are the ones starting the chants and they're just being hyped or just yelling after a game, whether it be a win or a loss, I'm like, you need to get over here right now because clearly you have something to say. Let's give you a platform to say it.
Yeah, and it can be a lot of fun seeing some of the instant crowd reactions. So you have traveled to a bunch of parks, and are you doing the all 30 thing too, or is this kind of like wherever the assignment takes you? Like, what's your approach?
I am very much, my only bucket list item is 30 ballparks. So wow. I am at 10. I've technically visited 11, but I've only seen a game at 10, so I only count 10.
Interesting.
And so interestingly enough, Citi Field is in my top 5. Citi Field is great. I've been twice.
Hey,
and I went for a Subway Series game. It was at a Starling Marte walk-off I was at a couple years ago. So it's up there.
I want to give a shout out to the Black Baseball Mixtape Discord because they always say I am Starling Marte, but it's not me, y'all. See, he was playing.
Can confirm he's not Starling Marte.
So I want to know this because I know on those chasing groups on Facebook, there is really everyone has their own rules. I count ballpark tours, you don't. I guess it has to be a game. Do you say the entire game? Do you walk the concourse? How do you count a ballpark you visited?
If I've been to a game at a ballpark, that counts as the ballpark checked for me. When I do go to a new ballpark, if I can, I will always try and go to the entire series. If not, I will go to 2 games. I always like to sit in a different part of the ballpark every time. So when I went to PNC Park in Pittsburgh, nice. I sat in the bleachers game 1. Game 2, I sat behind the visitor dugout. They were playing the Dodgers at the time. And one thing that is a key for me at every ballpark, I sit nosebleeds right behind home plate because I want to be able to take in what the entire stadium looks like. I want to be able to see, and especially with Pittsburgh, you have the bridges outside of the stadium as well. So I want to be able to take in the entire atmosphere from my seat. And then, of course, I'll walk the concourse, get food items that are special to that ballpark or special to the city, whatever it is. But the key thing for me is always that seat, nosebleeds, dead behind home plate.
Is it, I want to make sure I choose my words carefully here, but is it harder to enjoy the game when you have the content planned in your head while you're I'm working, but I'm enjoying the game? Or is it kind of separate? I'm just going to enjoy the game first and then get my content before or after?
Right. Not every game that I go to am I doing content or working per se. So we'll take the games where I am working or doing content. If it's just a TikTok for myself or whatever it is, I try and get it done before the game. So I'm very much a person that I'm I need to be at the ballpark when gates open. That is my thing. So I'll have an hour and a half, 2 hours to get content because I know I want to sit there and I want to watch the game. I get so into baseball games. I'm very, very superstitious. I was at, I don't even remember who the Jays were playing a couple weeks ago, but I was at the game and we were behind and we needed a comeback so bad. And I didn't want to see Jeff Hoffman in the game. I promise, let the record show, I don't hate Jeff Hoffman. He had just blown 2 saves the week prior. I didn't want to see him.
I got proof that you hate him. I'm just saying.
No, that's not true, please. Don't claim back, but like, please, I don't hate him.
No, I get you, man. It's
But yeah.
pretty nuts when you have faith in some people. Other people are like, oh, this guy, like, dang, ain't nobody else. Ain't nobody else.
I'm like, it's just me. It's okay. Phillies fans understood the first half of the season with Jordan Romano. I already went through that trauma. It was their time. But so yeah, I try and get my content before games because I like to get into games. So at that game, I was I was in a standing room area and I was standing in a certain position, and then all of a sudden the Jays player got a hit, which we hadn't gotten a hit in a couple innings. I didn't move for the rest of the game.
Oh yeah.
Like I was like same breathing pattern every pitch. I'm disrupting my breathing. Everything's cramping. I'm stiff, but I'm like, the Jays need to win. And guess what? We came back and we won. So maybe I'm not that crazy.
Well, that's kind of a good point. Are you pro pitch clock? Because I feel like the breathing used to be a lot harder when it was like no time in pitches.
I've been very much against a lot of the pace of play stuff, and I believe that's just because I'm an old-time baseball fan. So I've been watching exactly. I've been watching since the early 2000s, and that's the game I fell in love with. So I like how it was when I started watching baseball. So making the game shorter, I've said it so many times, I'm like, I could sit down and watch a 19-inning game, maybe get up twice just to go grab food and come back, but I will be there and fully entertained for the full 19 innings. And the Jays have played a couple 19-inning games in my lifetime. I would have easily been there 6.5 hours of baseball. Perfect. This is exactly what I want. So pitch clock and then the runner on second base in the extra innings. I don't like it. It's not for me. FanFirstJays, we ended up interviewing Fernando Rodney. So he plays in the Intercounty Baseball League. So he plays for Hamilton, which is about an hour outside of Toronto. Plays for a Hamilton team, and we interviewed him when he was playing the Toronto Maple Leafs, not these Toronto Maple Leafs, but the IBL team. Yeah. And we asked him how he felt about the pitch clock, and he said that he thinks it's a lot of the reason as to why a lot of guys are going down with Tommy John right now, and why a lot of people are having elbow issues or whatever it is. It's not good. You need to give pitchers a little bit more time, or the time that they need between pitches. So outside of just the pace of play of it, where games are shorter, a lot of players are getting injured, and I think it is a contributing factor. We've seen a lot more Tommy John surgeries since pitch clock and everything. Even Jackson Jobe going down this year. The kid's 22. Yeah. We should not be having a 22-year-old go down for Tommy John. Like it's absolutely ridiculous.
It does feel like I'm not even sure the reasons for it, but it does feel like pitchers can collect them now. Like there's second Tommy Johns, there's Tommy John with braces now. It is internal braces now. It is something of the game that should be solved soon, because why would you have a kid pitch if you're a parent? If you're like, oh yeah, his elbow's going to be done by he's like 17 or 18 years old.
Exactly.
But, that's just me off. I actually like a lot of the pace of play stuff, but there's two caveats. Sometimes a game would be like 2 hours and 30 minutes. You're like, oh, I was taking a nap and I missed it.
I blinked and the game, it's the 8th inning.
Right. Because I do miss those Sunday games. You can like come home and like take a nap and the game's still going on. But that Ghost Runner, man, I thought for sure it would have been temporary. I thought it was going to be like, all right, this is for the COVID thing, but it's here to stay, it seems. But whatever. I'm
glad it's like the shootout where like a shootouts in the NHL that it does not carry over to the playoffs. Because if that was in the playoffs, you'd see me on the front lines of what I don't know, but I'm boycotting.
Yeah, I want to say, what would you
I'm the voice.
At the MLB store in New York. I'm done with y'all.
100%. Catch me somewhere. I don't know. Outside the commissioner's house. Manfred, lock your doors.
So working with FanFirst, I realized that platform is growing, and you're a part of that, instrumental part of that. Is there some sort of like challenge you have internally to like be on the forefront for this platform as it gets bigger? Because again, I came across you through TikTok and Instagram. I mean, I'm only at the tip of the iceberg, but what do you plan to do as an individual creator and on the platform?
For myself, just being as involved in baseball content as I can. So we do cover we cover basically every Toronto team, and we also cover the Buffalo Bills. Go Bills, by the way.
Okay.
You're like, okay, whatever that means.
I'm just like, why the Buffalo Bills? Of all the we're Canadian, except for Buffalo.
Yeah, but cover NFL. NFL is huge. It's the closest team to us, and a lot of Canadians are Buffalo Bills fans just because of proximity. When you
Wow.
get like further into southern Ontario, you get closer to like London, Ontario, and Windsor. That's all a lot closer to Michigan. So a lot of people are Lions fans that way. But a lot of people here are Buffalo Bills fans. And also MLSE just signed a partnership with the Buffalo Bills as well. So that feeds into just how big the Buffalo Bills are here as well. Because there are
Yeah.
grave differences between the CFL and the NFL.
I was about to say, aren't people into the Edmonton Elks or whatever? Like, I had no idea.
We got the Toronto Argonauts.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, it's
I was like, don't ask me any other team. I can't name them.
Wow, I thought it was big. Okay, there you go.
Oh, no, CFL. A lot of us are just NFL fans, and I'm starting to get into the NFL now. So a lot of people just watch the NFL. But don't get me wrong, people do go to CFL games, I promise. But there are a lot of plans for FanFirst to get bigger. We're starting to post YouTube videos weekly. Every Wednesday, we're dropping a video. We just dropped one about our trip to Fenway Park that we took this year. So what they did was everybody had like a bankroll or a small amount of money to get from where they were. I believe it was Harvard University to Fenway Park, no phones. So just 5 Canadian guys just had to find their way to Fenway Park with asking people, taking transit, being able to read maps, whatever it is, and then doing challenges along the way to get more money. So it couldn't just be, oh, we started Harvard and hop in an Uber. They had to catch a bus somewhere, catch a train, whatever it is. They had them on the side of the street busking for extra money. It was hilarious. It's a great time. But yeah, so we want to start posting out or putting out more YouTube content. We post the long forms of all of our interviews now on YouTube as well. And yeah, I think going forward, we have a lot of big things planned. Playoffs are happening for the Jays, which we did not expect this year, which is a very, very happy surprise. World Baseball Classic is next year. Like, there's so much going on that we will be involved with that I think people should be watching out for.
So a lot to unpack there. I am going to ask about the WBC real quick, but what do you mean you guys didn't think you guys signed Santander? I thought the banners were being raised already.
Listen,
what was going on?
Listen. So Santander has 2 home runs this season. They both came at Camden Yards because I guess he misses home. My 9-year-old brother could have hit better than him in the month of April, but we get it. He historically has a slow start to every season. May happened, boom, injured. He came back 2 days ago.
Mm-hmm.
So Santander, what? I don't know.
You had the banners ready to go. I saw that was a big signing. That was a huge signing. Jays were like, "It's JC," and
it was
out.
our big signing.
Him, now you're in the playoffs, so it worked out. So
right. Due to the lack of him in the lineup, we're in the playoffs because it gave opportunities to the guys that I like to call the John Does of the Toronto Blue Jays, where if you're not a Blue Jays fan, you don't know who they are. I have a friend who unfortunately is a Yankee fan, and all year had I been talking about Addison Barger, and he's like, that's not a real person you're speaking about. Like, that's nobody. And I'm like, that's funny. He's hitting better than everybody on your team. Hard hit ball percentage, higher than Aaron Judge. Thank you very much. So if you want to talk about power bats, Addison Barger. And then the guys like Nathan Lucas, Miles Straw, who was basically a dump for the Cleveland Guardians, came over here, and he's been so insane defensively. And at the plate, he saved us for a couple games as well. And again, the only reason we got him is because we wanted international money from Cleveland because we were in the bid for Roki Sasaki. So that ended up being a blessing in disguise. Honestly, the Miles Straw move was a bigger move than Anthony Santander for this season specifically. Sure. But I would not make that a thing about Santander as to why we would possibly be raising a banner this year. George Springer is still batting over 300, and he's in his unk years. Like, this is the best hitting year of his career. He's doing amazing. And Bo Bichette, we've been without him for 20 days now. He's been injured, and he still leads the major leagues in hits. Yeah. It's only by 1 now, but that just shows how well he's been hitting all year. So you have guys like Bo Bichette, you have guys like George Springer, and then like the Davis Schneiders and the Joey Loperfitos of the world. Like, those are the guys that have really kept us in it offensively. And then pitching wise, Kevin Gausman's just been an absolute dog. Like, I can't even lie. Like, that man has been an absolute dog. And Trey Savage, I think, is going to be really, really good for us as well. Do I want to talk about Max Scherzer? Not really. Not really. But Eric Lauer was another guy that was a happy surprise for us. He kept us in it for so much of the year. The most consistent starter that we have or had in the rotation, because he's in the bullpen now, if you want this call to be 17 hours long, I can go off on the Eric Lauer thing.
Yeah. No, for
But
sure. Yeah,
um,
it's funny because I feel like the Max Scherzer Blue Jays jersey thing is going to go hard on eBay 10 years from now. Like, I feel like that.
100%. I will still be buying mine at the end of the year. Will I wait till it's on clearance? 100%. But
Fair
I
enough.
will own a Max Scherzer Toronto Blue Jays jersey. With the way he's pitched the last 2 starts, I'm not buying it regular price. I'm sorry.
So what is like the attitude? And I know you can't speak for everyone here because in that AL East, it really ends up historically being 2.5 teams, right? The Yankees, the Red Sox, and sometimes the O's. You know what I mean? But you're
Oh,
in
don't
a.
discount Tampa now.
I
That's a
don't.
scary team.
I don't. The problem with Tampa is they'll get good, and then July comes, and they become Walmart, and they sell to everybody. And you're
Well,
just
that's
like,
also because they their payroll is about $1.50 and a
right?
case of Gatorade. But somehow they still managed to make it to the World Series in 2020, and they still always manage to have. They're always somehow in the top of the farm system, always in top 10. Always have some next guy coming up. Like when they traded Willie Adames, I'm like, these guys are idiots. And then you see they always have a next guy lined up. They always seem to figure it out with 14 cents on their bankroll. I don't get it.
As
They're
a
always in
business, I
it.
get it, but I feel bad for the 6-year-old kids who are like, "Go tip, my guy left."
He's gone.
Yeah, it's a new roster every year. It's like a circus. But what I'm saying is, what is the attitude now? I know if I was in the division with the Yankees, I would be raising my fist and be like, "In your face, you guys are struggling. We're already in." Or is it kind of like, "Hey, we're nice to be here. It's kind of some good fortunes coming to Toronto." Like, what's really like the pulse right now?
The I said in my group chat yesterday, because we have a FanFirst Blue Jays chat that is always live because 80% of the talking is me. I'm always yapping in that chat.
Let's go.
But I said yesterday, I said if anybody read just the scenes of what this group chat has looked like in the past 24 hours, they would think we all need to be medicated.
Yeah.
Because it was absolute crash out after game 2 against the Red Sox, and the Yankees had won, so the division was tied. And then just such different scenes yesterday after the offensive output that we had. It is so all over the place. I mean, the Yankees have officially clinched. Boston hasn't. And there's still a chance that Boston misses the playoffs. Same with the Detroit Tigers, which we could talk about that as well. And they're playing each other. I said it in the chat yesterday. I was like, if you would think that the Major League Baseball season was scripted with the way that these last 3 games are set up, you have Boston playing Detroit, battling for a playoff spot, and the Jays and the Yankees are both playing division rivals that they have a hard time against.
Yeah.
And the Orioles are throwing out their best pitching as well this series. So it is insane scenes to watch. And then also Houston is just right there. If one of Boston or one of Detroit, like if it's a sweep on either end, Houston can just take a spot and then that other team is just eliminated. It is insane. But for the Jays specifically, it's a very hard time to get comfortable and confident, especially when we've been in first place since the beginning of July. We had a much bigger lead than this. We lost a 5-game lead in 7 days. So that's not something that you really get excited about. That's not something you're happy to see. The division should have already been won. And so playoff tickets went on sale yesterday and everyone's like, do I get wild card or do I get ALDS? Like that should not be a conversation that we're having right before game 158. Like this is
right.
It should have already been set. So there's confidence in the team that we have in front of us, but there's also fear because we know how important seeding is. The Jays have not fared well at all in a wild card series. I mean, we saw what happened against Seattle. We're not going to talk about my trauma. And we saw what happened against the Minnesota Twins. We are not going to talk about my trauma. So we need that first round bye. We need to give everybody a rest because John Schneider likes to absolutely abuse our bullpen. We used like 7 arms last night in a bullpen game. So we need to give every guy a rest, make sure they're fresh, because there's also a chance that Kevin Gausman has to start on Sunday, depending on if we are able to win the division or not. And if we're still tied with the Yankees, we need Kevin Gausman on that mound. And if that's the case, we have the tiebreaker against the Yankees. That first round bye will give him time so he can start game 1 of the playoffs. If not, I don't know who's starting game 1, and I'm sick.
Yeah, I hear you.
And I don't want them in a wild card because then everyone's going to be on short rest, and that is just not. We've not been in first place since July to end up in a wild card. I refuse.
All right, shout out to Detroit.
Oh, buddy.
Well, so you had mentioned you're probably doing content for the WBC next year.
Mhm.
Do you have early picks or just kind of like experiencing the vibes? You going to Puerto Rico, Houston? Like, what's the plan for that?
I think we haven't really talked about it a lot yet. I think what's going to end up happening is going to Miami for like the semifinal. I think it's the quarterfinals, semifinals, and the finals that are in Miami. If not, it's
Correct.
just a semi and yeah. So I think the plan is to go to Miami. So whoever's in the finals, do we expect to see Team Canada? Absolutely not. But shouts out Freeman for no matter what playing for Team Canada to honor his mother because he so could have won with the US already, but he's so loyal to Canada, and that's the one thing I love about Freddie Freeman.
As much as I dislike the Dodgers, you can't really knock Freddie Freeman. It's like, you're just
Oh,
such a
100%.
likable guy. I hate it.
You don't understand. My hatred for the Dodgers runs so deep. I like take it. I've always loved Mookie Betts, but I'm like, oh, you're a Dodger. He was a Red Sox, and I'm like, oh, but Dodgers.
Yeah, like the evil empire, man, with their crisp, clean jerseys. Whatever. But yeah, you can't hate
Disgusting.
Freddie Freeman. Maybe Canada does do it. I put my chips down on Nicaragua to advance out of their group ahead of the Dominican Republic. I've got booed many
Oh.
times.
I'll say that's a choice. That's definitely a choice.
Baker, man, Dusty Baker, don't lose, okay? he's managing the team.
Oh, we love Dusty.
Well, I saw on your Instagram story that you were a part of a panel or interviewed on CBC this week. That was pretty
Yes.
rad. Talk to me about that.
That was absolutely insane. I was getting ready for work yesterday. I work from home, so by getting ready for work, I mean I walked 5 steps from my bed to my computer.
Wait, do you work from Dome sometimes? The Blue Jays thing?
I just got this job, so next year I will be working from Dome.
Respect.
Trust me. I'm gonna be like, oh no, guys, I'm busy, and then I'm just sitting in the 200 level, right by the dugout deals. 241 will be seeing me. Yes, I know the
Let's
section.
go.
But what was it? Oh yeah, so I was walking from my bed to my computer, and I just so happened to open my email, and I saw an email being like, "Hey, do you want to be on the morning show tomorrow to talk about the Blue Jays?" And I stopped dead in my tracks. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Me? Who? Me? So I had a screening call. Just talked about Jays playoff run, what a first round bye would mean for us, all of that stuff. And they're like, yeah, so like, yeah, let's have you on tomorrow. And I was like, is this real? So I was on like 4 hours of sleep, I think. I went downtown and I was in the building and I was like, what's going on? I think I blacked out for the whole thing. Don't ask me what I said. I still haven't listened back to it, so I don't know what I said. I was told I did a good job, and that's what I'm running with. I brought up Halliday, and I know I talked about the misfortunes of Vladimir Guerrero Jr. in the second half.
Happy
But
bet.
that's all I remember.
So it's funny because like I feel like I would get an opportunity like that and totally blow it by saying it must be spam, delete. But props for that because no, I like the fact they got new voices in the booths and we're getting more and more people just telling us what they feel and hopefully like your profile rises a bit. But I do say this, man, CBC is pretty legit. You were on some podcasts. That's like tops,
Yeah, no, again, that's why I was like, little old me? That's who you want on here? But they've been like I think it's every couple of days they've been interviewing like a new Jays fan or a new face or anything, but still to go on the CBC website and see my name and also see FanFirst Network with them, like this is not real.
Yeah.
Never would I've ever thought that I would have had that opportunity. I am so grateful.
Hopefully in the first of many. On this show in the booth, we do ask all our guests same questions. I'm going to ask it to you right now. Talk to me. Is baseball cool? Why or why not? And if not, how can we improve it?
Baseball is so cool. This is one of the most diverse sports in the world. You're going to see someone from everywhere, different personalities, everything. We have guys like Fernando Tatis Jr. who are just and even Jazz Chisholm, so flashy, so fun, play with so much flair. And I think the biggest moments in baseball games rival some of the biggest moments that happen in sports. Like a home run is so exciting to see, whether you're sitting here and watching from home or if you're at the ballpark. Even yesterday, I was sitting in my bed watching the Jays game. No score at the time. The Jays were throwing a combined perfect game. And I'm sitting on the edge of my bed. The bases are loaded with Noel and Dalton Varsho at the plate, who has not been hitting well at all. And he hit a grand slam last night. I ran out of my room, ran down the stairs. I skipped the last 6 stairs. I jumped. I might as well have flown. I think I flew. And then I was screaming through my house. Like impact that home run had. Even if you want to go back, the bat flip heard around the world. Whether you were a baseball fan or not, you saw that and you know what that moment is. Like baseball moments are absolutely peak. And especially coming up on the postseason, there's always some kind of postseason magic. Baseball is so cool to watch.
Just curious, do you believe in second teams, second favorite teams? Do you have one?
I
And it's okay if you don't. I want to put you on the spot. I'm just
No,
curious.
you're not gonna like the answer.
It better not be the LA. No, I'm just kidding. What could it be?
Where are they? Right.
I don't like the
So
answer.
Freddie, exactly. I'm like, I know my divisions. I know you're gonna hate it.
But Freddie Freeman was there. It's cool.
Yeah, Freddie Freeman was there. You had Jeff Francoeur there, so they've had some Canadians come through that organization, and they were such a fun team to watch. I can't say the same thing about this season. I will always be Jays first, no matter what.
This season. I enjoyed the hell out of it this season.
Whatever. Oh, I realized you probably enjoyed this too. This is a Blue Jays legend game used Curtis Granderson baseball bat on my wall.
Oh wow! Actually, Curtis Granderson is Alliance supports the Black Baseball Network. So thanks.
Hey, Curtis. Shout out Curtis Granderson. Love that man. That is future Hall of Famer. I cannot wait. But what was it? What was it saying? Oh yeah. So yeah, second team. It would be the Braves before that. If you asked me a couple years ago, and it's with such a heavy heart, I talk about how it was the Miami Marlins. The 2016 Miami Marlins need to be studied. So that was the year that Jose Fernandez passed away, and the anniversary was literally yesterday. I think it was yesterday. It was not yesterday, it's today. The anniversary of his death, 9 years now. That absolutely derailed that franchise, but they were such a fun team to watch. And Christian Yelich was one of my just favorite players at the time. I still like watching him with the Brewers, but there was a different level of magic right when he was coming up with the Marlins. You had Giancarlo Stanton, you had Bohr, you had Real Muto, you had Ozuna, you had D. Gordon. Like it was such a fun team to watch. And unfortunately, with Jose Fernandez's passing, completely derailed the franchise. They sold everybody off. But that was a team that was, I would say, 2 starting pitchers away from being a serious contender.
I'll be honest with you. I've totally blacked out Ichiro's Yankee years, but I think of him as a Marlin.
100%. That is a Marlin.
Marlin's legend, Ichiro Suzuki.
Yes, sir.
That's what's up. If I'm going to a Toronto Blue Jays game, first time besides dugout deals, but where do I sit? Where do I go? Do I do the hotel thing? Is that a gimmick? Talk to me. Where is the best way to experience Blue Jays baseball?
I have never been in that. I've been in the hotel, but I've never gotten one of the rooms that overlook the stadium. To my knowledge, you're selling your firstborn for a night in that room. Yeah.
It was the night I wanted. It was like $750 Canadian for the night.
Yeah. Oh, again, like what was that 48 USD? That's great. If I'm you, I'm sending it.
I'm like you. I don't have a job, Chris.
I'll say that. Because I was like, that's a biweekly payment for me. But it depends on what kind of baseball fan you are, honestly. And I think the Rogers Center has done a really good job with all of these renovations, catering to every level of a baseball fan, whether you're a diehard like me or if you're a casual watcher. So what we have now is a $20 GA ticket, and we have a bunch of sections, what we call outfield district. So there are 2 patios in the 500 level. There's the flight deck in the 200 level. And then there's 2 bleacher areas. There's Rogers Landing, and there's just the regular bleachers behind the visitors bullpen. So and it's a $20 standard flat rate ticket to just be in the ballpark. So you can, if you're a casual fan and you just kind of want to be there for the atmosphere or the drinks, the social aspect, you have these open areas that you are able to float through the entire ballpark. You get an amazing view no matter where you are. And you're not paying a premium price for something that you may not particularly be really into. So a lot of people don't want to just go to a Jays game because they're like me and they can't be normal about anything. Some people just want to go there because it's the hot thing to do on a Friday night. The Jays are rolling, drinks are good, just want to be at the ballpark.
Yeah.
So you have that option if you're a casual fan. But if you go up to like the rampant fan like me, I think everyone has their favorite section in which they like to sit. So for me, I just love being third base side. So no matter what, whether I be in the 100, the 200 level, the 500 level, I always just like to be on the third base side. That's just my preference. So, but it's an amazing view from literally every section in the Rogers Center. I've sat in so many different sections in that ballpark, and I have not been anywhere I haven't liked.
Yeah.
And
I haven't really figured out my favorite spot, so it was cool to hear that. Like where you sit, third base. I'm gonna try that next time I hit Toronto, for sure. I got one more dumb question for you before we wind this up. So
never dumb.
All right, thank you. Well, wait to hear the question. No,
You're like, wait, hold on.
I will say this. I have a hard rule. I buy all the minor league team caps. It's not a problem, but I only buy Mets Major League. But I will say this year's Toronto Blue Jays Canada Day hat was fire. I was like so close to buying it. The red on white. Like I really want to do it, but I kind of bailed. But I will say this. Do you think I can pull off the old 90s Jays with a little bicep bird holding the bat? Can I do that? Is that is that too old school?
No, I see that hat so much still, and I have that jersey as well. I have a Halliday jersey with the Strongbird. It is such a tough logo. I think we only used it for like 3 years. I need it back. Whatever petition I need to start. When the Jays were getting their City Connect jerseys, Chris Bassett tweeted saying, I need it to be that mean Blue Jay logo, like the black jersey. That's what I want to be the City Connect. It's that or bust. I don't want anything else. I am that way with that strong man jersey, like the strong bird jersey. It is so clean. Get the hat. And if you don't have it in the next week, we are fighting.
Okay, well, there.
It is an amazing hat.
I'm going to break my rules because I don't want to get beat up across the board.
Oh, yeah. Listen, I'll take the smoke, guys. Just direct all the smoke to me. The hat is clean. And the Blue Jays have one of the cleanest logos in baseball, always have, and I think always will.
Oh, facts. And I want to thank you so much for spending some time here in the booth. But if someone wanted to give you the smoke, how do they contact you, how they book you, how they learn more about what you're working on right now?
Listen, I love the smoke. So even if it's not public and you want to take it to the DMs because you're scared, that is fine. It may stay in the requested for a little while, but trust me, I'll get to it. So Karissa Hines on Instagram, Karissa.Hines on TikTok, and you can find me on FanFirst Network and FanFirstJays.
All right, there you go. I'm getting a strong bird after this. Promise.
Oh, yeah. You're sending me the confirmation for it.